news. I have some errands to run. I actually have to go to a funeral home and will not be able to get back to the house and or studio probably for later tonight. I guess here's big news. There is a new smartphone coming out, and we have some OS update news to talk about. So this will be a quick one. Hopefully, hey, what's going on? Not my usual StreamYard setup. That I normally have a nice setup, background music playing, nice setup on your StreamYard. But like I said, my mom passed a few days ago, and I'm on the way to run some errands for my dad, so I won't be able to do a normal live stream. So I figured we'll get some in here real quick. But do have some tech news to talk about, right? So, as you know, the Nothing Phone 2A, we talked about yesterday. The Nothing Phone 3 is and or was, I guess, leaked or a model number. So we are expecting a Nothing Phone 3. It's one of my favorite phones of all time. We got some processor news as far as what processor we can expect in there, but we got some very interesting news today. It appears their sub-brand, so they own a smaller brand named CMF. They have basically, and look, Nothing is known for having more inexpensive devices, electronics, consumer electronics, stuff like that. So they're not flagship level, like $1,000 phones, like what I'm recording on. So they are known to have a little cheaper electronics, but they actually have a sub-brand, meaning own a smaller company that has even cheaper devices, and we've reviewed a few of them here on the channel. They've never released a smartphone. They got earbuds, they have a watch, they have what else? They got something else. Earbuds, watch. Shit, I can't remember. But it appears they are coming out with a smartphone, which is interesting because the Nothing Phone 2A is basically a budget smartphone. Now, you get a ton of smartphone for a fraction of the price, right? Basically, you get a smartphone. The 2A is, I still can't believe what you get for $350. It's a badass phone. I can't really tell the difference, minus the build quality, but I'm talking about performance, usability, the operating system. I cannot tell the difference between the $350 Nothing Phone 2A and the $700 Nothing Phone 2. So where does CMF come into the picture? So if they're going to release a smartphone, and we do have a model number, it was leaked that it appears they are planning on releasing a phone. Where does that fit in? Is it going to be cheaper than $350? Like what kind of phone are we going to expect to get? Is it going to be a HMD, Nokia? Is it going to be a $200 phone? Because if that's the case, I'm not sure they can do much more as far as pack a phone full of decent specs and, basically ask for anything less than $350, which their parent company Nothing already has that covered. It is possible that they are going to release a similar phone to the 2A and just release it in different markets, and just basically rebrand it a CMF device. But we don't know anything else other than the model number. So I don't think they're going to release it in the US. I believe 6 now. and tech podcast in Indonesia, and I think in India we're 47 or something like that. So pretty big over there, but nothing manufacturers, not all, but some of their phones in India. Google starting to manufacture their phones in India. Apple starting to manufacture some of their iPhones in India. So I think this will be a market-specific device, meaning they're only going to release it in a number of countries around the world. I doubt they're going to release them in America. Nothing released the 2A here. Technically they did, but it only works on T-Mobile. So now if I see a comment here, I'm driving, so you got to give me a second. Normally my live streams are pretty cool. I think they are, but a little different setup today. So if you're new, please check us back tomorrow. We do daily live streams, and it's in a normal studio setting. I just running some errands today. Yes, yeah, I will. Appreciate that. I don't mean to bring us down or anything, but I'm on the way to a funeral home for my mother, but it's all good. I've gotten over, I'm not gonna say I've gotten over it, but she was sick she was in the hospital for like almost 2 or 3 months. So, we kind of saw this coming, so it's not really like a shock or like, oh my God type of deal. So, I've already kind of run through the emotions and stuff, but yeah, no, I appreciate it. I'm going to take my time, but if you're writing a comment, let me get to the light. I appreciate it. Caseology Parallax or the Nilken Frosted Shield for the Pixel 7 Pro. Nilken is 5 times cheaper, yes. And what does it say? In China, Nilken is 30. It depends. Parallax, the Parallax offers more protection. The Nilken case is a hard shell, right? But it depends on where you're going to use it. Are you going to use that case as an everyday case, meaning you're going to leave the house with the case, you're going to go to the movies, get your oil changed, and not change your case? If that's if that's the case, no pun intended, I would select the Parallax because it does offer more drop protection. It just does. It's a little thicker. If you're gonna, if it came down to one or the other, I would say the Parallax for everyday usage. However, I personally would select the Nilken case. All-time favorite. They are rather thin, not super thin. They do offer some good drying. And recently, Nilken has also added those little bumpers, right, on the 4 corners. So Nilken does offer, so I would go with Nilken, but that's my personal preference. I would say for everyday usage, for an average person, I'm not saying you're average, I'm just saying, I would say Parallax just because it does offer a little bit more, but Nilken is my go-to case. Let's see. What's going on, Trevor? Elite Bell, Zoe, hey, how's it going? Yeah, from Night, I see you around Night Ish's channel and all around YouTube, so I appreciate you joining me. So the CMF brand coming out with, and I love their products. CMF, we did a giveaway with one of their watches. We also did a, I think I told you all the story about that review. They sent me their earbuds. The earbuds, and CMF did. They sent me the watch and the earbuds. Oh, they have a charger. That's the third item. So they sent me they sent me the watch. They sent me the earbuds, and I recorded. So I got the watch. We reviewed it. We included it as a giveaway, and I think Daniel won it. Yes, Daniel won the CMF watch. But the earbuds, I was going to do the same thing. Review them, give them away. They're the orange ones, the cool looking ones, right? So I was I had to break up the review, meaning I didn't sit down and do the review from start to finish. It's somewhere in between where I stopped the review and I was going to pick it up later. And I think I was going to have to try to do it later in the afternoon, but it turned into, shit, I'm going to have to finish the review tomorrow. So, and I had them in, I was testing them, So the next day, I get my setup and get ready to review them, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, damn, where are they? Couldn't find them. I lost them. I turned my house upside down. And I don't typically lose stuff. Knock on wood. Because I'm usually very detailed, not OCD level. I'm not classified as OCD, but probably as close as you can get without being OCD. And I lost them. I think I threw them away. So I had to message, email CMF, the rep, and apologize to them. And I don't know what happened to them, honestly. So. Hopefully they'll send me this phone. I do have a good relationship with them, I think. Nothing too. So hopefully they'll send me this new CMF phone. If it's not going to be released in the United States, I doubt they'll send me the phone. They're probably going to send the phone to YouTubers, tech reviewers, in whatever market it gets released. I believe this is going to be a select market release. The specs we don't know, but what I am thinking, if it's going to be, it can't be more than $350, right? Because why would they do that? And then you can just go buy the 2A. So it's probably going to be $300, $299. It's probably going to be cool, but then you cannot put 12 gigs of RAM in a $300 phone. I personally don't. I was shocked that nothing is selling the 2A at $350. Shocked. I can't believe they're putting a phone out that performs like that costs that cheap. So they got to be right up against the budget as far as what can put in devices. Because remember, they got to make a profit too, right? So I have a decent screen. Not as good cameras, and a subpar, I don't want to say subpar, but less underperforming CPU, whatever it is. So we will keep an eye on that. Now, if you have a Pixel, I missed this news yesterday. The Pixel, if you're on the beta program, Android 15, as you know, Android 15 beta 1 was released last week, and they're back. They're already back with another update here about 5 days later. So that's part of the reason for running the beta software is it reports back to Google what the bugs are in these devices that are in this beta program. So they already came out. Android 15 beta 1.1 software update is available if you're on a Pixel device on the beta program, and it fixes apparently a lot of bugs, which is shocking to me because I've been trying to use my Pixel as much as possible, and I really can't tell any difference. I can't tell if there's any bugs. Nothing's wrong. I mean, I'm sure there is probably something, some sort of issue, but I haven't come across one yet. But if you do have a Pixel, I still need to update mine. Probably do that tomorrow and test it out. So if you do have a Pixel, Android 15 beta 1.1 is available. Now, yesterday I spoke on the new Snapdragon CPUs. There is Snapdragon just announced the Snapdragon X Plus. Now, their super badass CPU that's going to be put in these Windows desktops, laptops, tablets is called the Snapdragon X Elite. That's the beast CPU that's going to compete against Apple's. I think it benchmarked just in between the M2 and M3 Apple chip, which is pretty amazing considering it's a Snapdragon product, outperforming AMD and Intel's, I guess, their best CPUs. So it is ready for production, and they're ready to start putting these suckers in. Now, they just announced the Snapdragon X Plus today. So the Elite is their top of the line Snapdragon desktop PC CPU. That's the Snapdragon X Elite. The Snapdragon X Plus, which was announced today, is basically running is almost the same thing as their Elite CPU, except it's a little underclocked, and it's a little more geared, instead of just raw performance where the Elite is geared towards. This one is a little underclocked. Same architecture, so basically same foundation that the Elite CPU is built on. But this one, as I mentioned, a little underclocked and geared more towards AI learning, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. It's in the news a lot, and I'm kind of getting a little tired with the AI, but when it comes to these CPUs and stuff, it is important, because this is what's going to power take Windows tablets, laptops, PCs, basically to the next level, and compete up against Apple's best products. So that was announced today, and they're going to start producing badass CPUs. Now it's going to put pressure on AMD and Intel. As I mentioned yesterday, I'm over Intel. I've used to use them forever, and AMD is just as good and or better. Well, I guess you can argue it is better, and they're cheaper. So that always helps. Let's see, what else was in the news? OnePlus 13. So OnePlus 13, as you know, the OnePlus 11, OnePlus 12 look fairly similar, right? They got that round camera setup on the back. Well, for the OnePlus 13, all new design. OnePlus is quick to drop a design and move on. Unlike Apple, kind of unlike Samsung. However, I do have a side note for that. But we did get size information. The displays are being produced for the OnePlus 13. It's a rather big display. It's actually bigger than the S24 Ultra. If anybody uses a Samsung S24 Ultra or S23 Ultra, it's a big phone. That's what I'm recording on. It's heavy, it's big, it's a square, it feels like a brick, right? Look, it's not the best feeling phone I've ever used, but it's built like an army tank, right? It's metal all the way around, glass slabs front and back. It's a beast of a phone though, right? When you hold it, you're like, oh, you know, this is serious. So I think OnePlus on this 13 is gearing up. No, I'm not Muslim. I think this OnePlus 13 is I think they're going to put I think they're going to focus more on premium, because it's going to have a metal build. We don't know if it's going to be titanium, but it's going to have a ginormous screen, a 6.86 inch screen, and it's going to have a new what's called nano curve screen. So they're not going completely flat display, but I don't think they're going to go totally curved. I think it'll be as flat as possible, but just slightly curved on the bottom. No, I'm not Muslim. Matter of fact, I've been asked a lot if I'm from the Middle East. I guess by the way I look. When I was younger, I did have a darker beard. When I was dating in the dating world, I used to have girls ask me all the time if I'm from the Middle East or Middle Eastern, and nope, I'm not. Now, side note, my family history is Russian. However, it's from the south. It's from the eastern part of Russia that borders the Middle East. So I do have a little Turkish in me, Turkish blood, but not a lot. So maybe that, might affect my facial features. I don't know, but I gotta run inside the store. I knew this was gonna be a quick one. Thank you. Appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. Hard times, but we'll be back in regular studio, regular setting soon. Funeral home, I gotta run errands, but I did want to get this in. So I do appreciate y'all sticking in there with me while I through this process. So a lot of people question, why are you even live streaming content? But it helps me, so I don't have to just sit there all day and every day and think about the departed that left our family. But it's all good. I'm good. I promise y'all, I'm good. It's part of life. People, everybody dies. It's unfortunate, but it is a fact of life. I'm not gonna live forever. You're not gonna live forever. So it is what it is. But it does help me get through the day, or I guess you know what I mean. But I gotta run. I'm gonna try to get a more professional. I don't know if I am. Like I said, I may make it home later this afternoon and get a professional looking live stream in, but I might not. So if I don't get another one in today, I'll definitely see you tomorrow. I was gonna try to release the app today. It's ready, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So I will release our app probably tomorrow or this weekend. So available on the Play Store, iOS, Apple Store, and it will be a PWA progressive web app. So you can just simply go to techstudios.app. It'll be right there for you. So appreciate everything, and I will see you all either later today or tomorrow. Peace. Now, question, how do I end this thing?